So good morning, everybody. Yes, it's Tuesday. It's a water day today, and I'm pretty near some special water. Oh, there's another animal. Jan's dog as well. Wow. So we've got animals and children this morning who are just saying the best yogis. One thing that's fantastic about animals, and I often use the example of cats, is that they've really mastered this training of their nervous system, which is what we're working on this week, is that they can, if you notice, like all of a sudden they've decided they're going to go to sleep and then they kind of go flop. They're not like us, where a lot of us suffer from this physically tired, but wired, can't get to sleep thing. That's a sign our nervous system's out of balance. It's in balance when we just go, right, I want to relax now, and you can relax. On the other side of that, they're able to respond to situations quickly. So I call it the crouch and pounce response. So we're going to be working a little with that today. And it's a water day, so we're not going too hard. We're looking more to soften the body. Look at the cat or the dog. They haven't got all this tense, like striving in it. We're not really putting many positive stresses in today. It's more about relaxing the system and bringing it into balance. And we do that with a number of things. Getting the hormones right, starting with a hug, oxytocin. Oxytocin hug. And this is what animals are great for. Oh, Carolyn's got her pet too. Alfie. I get Archie and Alfie mixed up. It's Alfie, isn't it? Yeah, Alfie. Let's change over the cross of the legs. It's something I pride myself on, is knowing the names of everybody's pets. It's important. I desperately need another cat in my life. It's not been one family yet. So because I'm going back down to Dubrovnik soon again for a month. So maybe because I'm moving. It's not the right time. Anyway, we're softening today. Let's start with grounding. So finding our sit bones, closing our eyes. Wherever you want to place the hands today, on the floor, really nice grounding one is 2 fingers and a thumb plugging into the earth. And just sit up tall. Find your seat. Find the earth. And find your body this morning. How am I feeling today? And just feel the flow of the breath. I want to feel it like it's a loop rather than in 2 separate parts. Think of it as a loop, one continuous loop. Rising from the belly and up into the chest, and then going back down. Just imagine this journey of the breath. Dropping into your body, feeling soft. Again, drawing in a lot of oxygen in that inhale, so breathing in deeply and letting go. So there's 2 parts, but find the loop today. Our movement is going to be like the breath. It's going to flow. So we're looking for continuous movement. When we use continuous movement, this calms the nervous system. Of course, what we're learning this month, the nervous system governs so many of the functions of the body. If we can master this, which we can, it's under our conscious control, we can take control of so many of the aspects of our health. So let's release the hands, take a big yawning breath. Oh, reaching up, gathering in all the energy you need for the day, and exhaling, bringing the hands down to the heart. Let's do a couple more of these. Breathing in. Excited about the day ahead. Breathing out, letting go. I think this is one of the first days I've actually started off with my vest top on, which is nice. It's a sign it's summer. Exhale and bring the hands down to the earth. Good morning and namaste. Let's just bring the hands down and let's just have a wave side to side. freeing up that junction point. Remember from last month, this part where the spine connects to the hips, really important junction. Just freeing up some space there. Taking the hands behind, changing over the cross of the legs, bringing the hands down and softening and waving. Oh, you can get the shoulders involved. Nice wavy action. Oh, even the head. Just waving around. Flowing like water today. Water element's all about finding what feels good. It's all about going with the flow. Seeking out pleasurable sensations. It's a little bit sensual too. Okay, let's take the hands onto the knees and let's start to circle now. So we're just flowing. Imagine you're just flowing like water. It's not striving. So different to yesterday, you know, when we were doing that, where we're putting in the positive stresses. Today, we're just flowing. Just flowing like water. We are 70, 80% water. So that means two things. So we move the same way water moves. So we're full of all these like rivers, these channels of fluid. And the body needs hydrated. Let's change over the cross of the legs. Now, I was talking to somebody yesterday who had an injury. She dislocated her arm and she's had to have a surgery on the wrist. And she was saying to me, it just doesn't move like it used to. Hopefully this explains why. I said, okay, so it's because the fascia is hardened. That's the connective tissue. It's all hardened like hardened chewing gum. The trauma is trapped in that fascia. So the answer is hydration of the tissues that can release the trauma from that area, and it also affects the whole structure of the body. So we're covered in this fascia. So when we move like this, what we're doing is hydrating the tissues. We put the water into the body. Let's open out the legs. And let's like keep that nice fluid going in that circular action just by circling around. So what might happen as you do this, if you've got the legs really straight, they can feel, if you've got that real tight feeling, that's going to be too far. While we're softening, just have a bend in the knees. While we're softening, we don't want too much strain, just gentle sensation. That's where the body softens. If it's too tight, hard, it's contracted, it's not what we're looking for. We're hydrating everything, like giving the body a massage. And going in the other direction. Reaching out into that space attached, or you can just be a little bit more, feeling a little bit more rounded today. Okay, let's take the hands behind. Let's work with the hips. Hips are hugely connected to water energy. What we're going to do is we're going to take the feet side to side. We're going to go to a mermaid. You know, I love this for water. Rocking back, and we change over the legs. Okay, just get the feel of it first. And then, just if it's available to you, you can take the arms off. Just feel how nice and fluid this is. The arms, they're just, you know, they're gonna naturally move in response to the movement of the lower body. We're gonna do one more each side. We're gonna end with the feet to the left, and we're gonna bring the hand down, and then we're gonna sweep up, start to open the front of the body. Just gonna move my camera into the shade. The sun's so hot now. So reaching up. Remember that pandiculation? Animals do this too. So reaching. And it can be random with that arm. You know, really reach through the fingers, get the wrist involved, get the whole of the body moving, spirals, nothing too organized. Just play around with it. Playful energy water. And lowering down, let's change over the legs and do the other side. It's a lovely way to warm up. I could do this sort of thing all day long. So pandiculation, that means, and it's different to stretching, it's more effective. There's a contraction and an extension. It's like a yawn. There. Exhale, release. Breathe in. Breathe out. This is working in a very smart way with the nervous system. We've got this pandiculation, the body, working with the fascia, working in a way the body recognizes itself as what it is, which is nature. Okay, let's swing the legs around again to the other side. This time we're going to straighten that left leg out. And we're going to spiral around towards that leg. And we're just going to wave side to side as you circle the foot as well. So when I say circle the foot, it's not just the foot. What you're doing is extending through the toes. See, my whole leg is involved in the movement. Still a pandiculation, like a cat does. You know, it's like when a cat needs bread, like that, for needing bread. Do that with the foot and see how it feels. Reaching towards that leg. From here, we're just going to walk the hands back round towards the front, sideways length here. We're going to take the right hand and we're going to slide it forward towards me. The palms lifted. You're going to come down onto that shoulder. And then this left leg is going to drag in and we're going to roll onto the back. Oh, doesn't that feel nice? Just roll in, moving the knees around. Now taking the right arm out towards me again. I'm going to roll towards the front. As you do this, bring the left hand down in front of the face. Extend out that left leg. Push yourself up to seated. Bring the hands round behind. Change over the cross of the legs. So, and extend out the right leg. So you'll notice we're just keeping moving today. Circling that forward. Complete contrast to yesterday. That's what we want. Switching up, switching up. Moving like water, flowing like water. We want that perfect balance between being strong and being soft. Work through the toes. How's that feel? Really open the toes out, just circle the foot. Going in the other direction. Shoulders around. So we're not thinking of like just circling the foot, isolating movement. Not anymore. Whole body moving. Whatever way it wants to move, listen to the body. Slowly walking hands around towards the front. You're going to take the left arm, slide it forwards. So you come down onto that left shoulder. You gradually roll onto the back, bringing the knees into the chest, just having a roll around on the back. So you feel here, you know, I was talking about that hardened tissue after an injury. What's happening here? We're softening out the hardened tissue on the back of the body. Should feel really delicious. Okay, extending out that left arm out to the side now. Rolling onto the left side, placing the right hand down in front of the face. Extend out that left leg. Come back to seated and just take the legs in front. Just give them a rub down and a shake. Okay, let's swing the legs around behind now. So we're going to work with the fascia on the feet. We cram our feet in shoes. All this stuff on the soles of the feet gets hardened. It affects this whole back line of the body. Just having your feet crammed in shoes that aren't right can affect your whole sense of well-being. Yoga in this practice is where we soften out the feet. And we're going to do something today called bouncy tigers. Or just bouncy cats today. So you feel we've got this kind of bounce going on here. With the toes tucked, we're getting this stretching of the soles of the feet. We can also do this just with a little bit more effort in, with the knees off. Just want a little bounce. Okay, the tailbone's going back towards the heels. A little bounce. It's a bouncy tiger. It's not quite a tiger yet. It's a cat getting ready for action. That's what they do. Bounce and bounce. Okay, rest a little moment now. And now we're going to just lift one hand up at a time. So it's definitely cat inspiration day today. You know, like they do this on the bed. I want bed, I want bed. Well, it's actually a way that they self-soothe. I read about what it was. Self-soothe. Now what we can do with this is also move the opposite leg. So pick the hand up and we crawl forwards and backwards. As you know, crawling is one of my favorite movements. It's very primal, very... And we can move with it, or we can just stay still. So let's just stay still with that. Feel everything moving together. The core's getting activated. Not going too hard today. Let's just take a little rest. Sit back onto the heels and just circle the wrists. So our bouncy tiger that we're going to do, we're going to use this kind of, it's not so much bouncing, because that's kind of like that. It's more like spring-loaded action. So imagine it. Just imagine, I take the hands and imagine you've got yo-yos, one in each hand. That's the movement. Just want to get this feeling of spring-loaded action. There's the movement. Bouncing, bouncing, bouncing. Now bring the hands down. So one hand, one foot, lifting up. Now, if this is enough, you can stay here, but we can also lift off the knees and just move around. Stealth-like. It's a bouncy tiger. Walking around. It's like cats when they move in slow motion because there's a dog coming around. If you see them do that, they just start walking in slow motion because the dog can't see it. It's going slow. Okay, let's come down onto the knees now and lay down onto the belly just to take a little rest here. We're keeping moving today, so it's flowing. So while you're down in Sphinx, just rock the hips side to side, massage out the front of the thighs, which have just worked hard. Oh, it's a corner on there. It's on the rock here. It's just opened out. It's so majestic. It's a sign of my age. I'm getting into bird watching. Okay, our next movement is going to be a wavy cobra. This is fantastic for our nervous system. We don't do it in a way that we do in traditional yoga. So we're not dog, squeeze in and tighten. No, we're going to take the arms wide. We have them soft. We have the fingers like paws. So we're digging the heels of the hands, then the thumb, pads, and the fingertips. So we've got this little gap underneath the palm. And what we do is we just press the hips down into the mat. And we just peel up and lower down. Now, it's with the breath and we want a loop. We want it to be soft. So more important than how far up you're going is actually the massaging of the belly here. We want to keep everything calm and relaxed. We can start off linear. We can move the hands around and play with the other directions. But keep it soft. Keep it like almost like that bouncy tiger that's spring-loaded, that stealth-like action. That's kind of the theme of this whole thing today. Is like, yeah, I would say it's a cat when it's kind of sneaking around in slow motion. There's the dog around. Kind of ready, could be ready for action, but it's just being calm, it's being quiet. Being slow, it's keeping moving. And if this feels okay, you can lift up one foot at a time. Not too much, and rest when you need to. Play around with where the arms are. And taking the hands underneath the shoulders, tucking the toes. Sit back onto the heels. Just have a little shake of the tail feathers before you sit back. And then just wave around, knees open. Keep moving in your child's pose. So we're not holding it, we're breathing. Continuous movement. Next, just movement energy. It's coming up and lifting the hips up. We're just going to bring the right foot to the outside edge of the right hand. Might need some padding, but you do underneath the left knee. And then let's just move around the hips here. So continuous movement. So maybe in a spiral, just with the intention of softening, of exploring, kind of sneaking around. It's like you want to turn around and look over that right shoulder. You can even take the right hand to the right thigh and just turn out that foot and just all those places that may feel a little stuck and tight. Be grounded stuff today. Somatic groundwork. Feeling into your body. Playing around like a cat. Plays around. Let's bring that right hand down. Take the right leg back. And bring the left leg. To the outside of the left hand. So that foot's turned out. You can always slide that right knee back a little bit. Take some padding with your mat if you need it. And moving around. Softening the tissues. So not straining, just explore. Keep the body open and relaxed with the body. Take the left hand onto that left thigh, start to open out the foot, spiral around. Just take it gradually. There's no hurry. You can soften tissues. And slowly bringing this leg back. Tucking the toes under. Shake your tail feathers. Sitting back, getting a bit bouncy, working with toes, softening the soles of the feet. The breath flowing, just checking with your breath. You might have felt the heart rate quicken a little bit today, but not doing like we're doing on a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and really putting in that sort of high intensity stuff. Just keeping it quite nice and low, slow. From here, last movement. I'm going to lift off the knees, send the tailbone back. Lift off the tailbone and just move and flow around in your down dog. Now, what can help here for you to really tune in is for you to close the eyes and just sense how the body wants to move. The body's so smart when we tune in. And remember, this course is all about internal programming over external programming. So we're not concerned with the shape we're making or what it looks like. We're going with the body's feelings and interoception. Delicious. Now from here, just walking the feet towards the hands. Come to dangle here, just sway around. Don't lock out the legs, but keep a soft bend in the knees. And just let the spine unravel. Empty. And everything moving, and it's just a little bit flowing around. And then let's slowly roll up to standing. Drawing the belly in, roll up with full awareness until you come to the upright and lift the arms up over the head. Just take a reach with the arms. A last pandiculation is like a reach and a stretch up. So it's like you're reaching right through the fingertips. Find what feels nice. Remember, it's not competition. Just find what feels nice. And then open the arms out. Press the hips forward. Open out your armpits. Back then to embrace the day. And then bring the hands over the head. Let's roll back down. Slowly. Until our hands come down. We're going to bend the knees. And then swing the legs around in front. Just kind of don't come up and do this. Like decided to just grab a pin right next to my camera. So let's find the seat. Let's take a big inhale. Just to close off, we're going to exhale, turn to the right and take a gentle twist. Flipping over our left shoulder. We keep moving in this. Just using the breath. Let the breath gradually spiral you around until you arrive in stillness. Spiral back round towards the front, change over the cross of the legs with an inhale. And take an exhale, spiral round to the left. Keep moving, just pushing around with the breath. So you arrive in stillness. Of the head. Inhale, reach up and embrace the day. Good morning. And namaste. Namaste. I hope you're feeling good. If you're shooting off now, have a lovely day. I'm going to stop the recording. Feel free to stay on if you're staying on for breakfast or say hi. Let's get a bit lively here today.